Let's see how we can use the Mixtable bulk editor spreadsheet for Shopify to bulk edit our blog posts. In Mixtable, you can start with a blank workbook and add your blog post data to it. But in this example, we'll start with our convenient blogs and blog posts template. We'll click on the template, and Mixtable immediately creates a new workbook that has 2 worksheets, one for our blogs and one for our blog posts. Mixtable has now loaded our existing blog post data. By default, Mixtable adds a default set of columns. But if data you'd like to show is missing, and you want to show it in the worksheet, then just find an empty column. Click the link button, select Standard Field or Meta Field, and select the field you'd like to show. In this case, we're going to add a Created At column. Once you've added the column, Mixtable immediately populates the column with any existing blog post data. So let's see how we can use this worksheet to edit an existing blog post and to add a new one. To edit an existing blog post, you simply modify the relevant cells. So for example, if we'd like to rename this particular blog post, we can just edit the cell in the title column. To edit the content of a blog post, we can directly edit the HTML content of the blog post. Once we press Enter here, we see that we now have 2 cells with a yellow background. This indicates that their content has been modified but not yet synced to Shopify. In addition to directly editing cells, we can use the Mixtable sidebar to edit our blog post content. Open the sidebar from the toolbar, and it immediately shows you the various fields for the blog post on the selected row. As you change rows, the data displayed in the sidebar changes. The advantage that the sidebar has over the spreadsheet view is that the content for the blog post is displayed in a much more human-friendly format as the HTML is rendered. So to modify, for example, this blog post, we can just edit the content here. Once we're done making our changes, we click the Save Article button, and this blog post will be modified without modifying the spreadsheet cells. And we immediately see that the spreadsheet cells have been updated as a result of the sidebar change. Before we initiate the sync to Shopify to save the changes of the 2 yellow cells, we are also going to add a new blog post to our Shopify blog. To do so, we find the first empty row, and we add a title, a handle, some content, an author, and the blog ID for the blog to which this blog post belongs. In this case, we'll simply copy the author, and we'll simply copy the blog ID, and we will now initiate a sync to Shopify by clicking the Sync Worksheet Changes to Shopify button. Mixtable now begins the sync, and we can see that all the yellow cells in our worksheet have become white, indicating that Mixtable has successfully sent the information to Shopify. And so we are now done. The one thing to keep in mind with blog posts is that changes to blog posts in Shopify do not automatically update your worksheet in Mixtable, unlike other data. So to sync the latest changes from Shopify to Mixtable, you click the Sync Blog Post Data from Shopify button, After a few minutes, you will see all the latest changes, edits, and new blog posts displayed in your worksheet. That is how easy it is to edit existing blog posts and add new ones to your Shopify store with the Mixtable bulk editor spreadsheet for Shopify.